everyone, and welcome to another episode of Thursday's Thoughts. In this one, I thought I would talk about the 10 things I believe you should look for in a partner, in a significant other. I've recently been dating somebody, and I feel like he does meet all of these things, and I hope to do the same for him as well. And so the first thing that I've come up with is someone who can communicate. I know it's cliche to say that communication is key, but it is really true. A lot of the times, we will make assumptions that are completely incorrect. And if we don't talk to the person that we're making these assumptions about, we can get upset. And then we realize that once we actually talk to the person, it's not what we thought. And if we had just communicated with them and let them know our feelings and our thoughts, maybe they would have understood, and we would have understood, and it wouldn't have gotten so blown out of proportion. So I definitely believe that communication is key. The second thing that I've come up with is someone who supports your journey, even if they are not on that same journey as you. One of the things that can be very difficult is if you're on any kind of journey, especially one that I'm on, where you're trying to get healthy and lose weight, and your partner's not on that journey, a lot of the times, they may want to sabotage you. And that can be unhealthy for the both of you. So even if it's not a journey that they want to be on, they should at least support it. And by supporting it, it means doing what they can to not tempt you. Doing what they can to understand that if you have to stop eating at a certain time, then you have to stop eating at that time. And just having them want the best for you and want you to succeed. And it is definitely a staple in keeping a good relationship good, I guess is the best way to say it. The third thing is someone who shares the same values as you do. Now, this can be religious values. This can be just overall values in life, because it's quite important, especially when it comes to stuff like religion and that sort of thing, because if you both have completely opposite ideas, and especially when you have children, how you're going to raise them, that can cause a lot of turmoil in the relationship. You know, if one of you is a churchgoer and has faith and whatever, and the other one doesn't, then they're not going to understand, certain things. And there are certain things that you're going to want to do for your home that they're not going to understand. And especially when you have kids, they're not going to want you to, raise them in that way, because that's not what they believe. So I feel like having the same values in life, especially when it comes to, raising a family, is important. The fourth thing I've come up with is someone who makes you feel good about yourself, even when you're at your lowest. A lot of the times it's hard to, have self-esteem in certain situations. Mine has always been fairly low, but being with someone who makes you feel loved and makes you feel beautiful, even when you don't normally feel that way, is really an amazing thing. And it's the same both ways. You make them feel good about themselves as well. And that's one way you can show them that you care for them. It's just by making them feel loved and appreciated and, the most beautiful person in the room, I guess, is the best way to put that. The fifth thing is someone who wants the same things in life that you do. So if you're someone who doesn't want children, then your partner should be someone who doesn't want children too. If you're someone that wants to own a home one day, your partner should have that same idea, so you're both working towards that same goal. If you're someone who doesn't want to get married, then your partner should be okay with that and not care about getting married either. If you're someone who does want to get married, then your partner should say, yeah, me too. There are just certain things in life that I feel like it's important if you're both on the same page. That way you can stay on the same path together and you're not veering off somewhere else and going in separate ways, because that's not the foundation of a good relationship, I don't believe. The sixth thing on my list is someone who can apologize and admit when they're wrong. A lot of times this is very hard for people to do. Believe me, I understand it. Sometimes I'm wrong about something that I was so passionate about and thinking I was right about. And it could be very, very hard to say, you know what? No, I was wrong and I'm sorry. But you need to be able to do that, because if you're both trying to be right, no one wins. No, the argument doesn't get settled. And then you just have resentment towards each other. You definitely need to both be people who can admit when you're wrong. And being wrong is human. We're not perfect. And admitting that you're wrong and learning what was right or the truth is very important. Having that ability to be able to see it from both sides. All right. And the seventh thing is someone who goes out of their way to try to become interested in the things that you are interested in. Not everyone's going to have the same exact things that they like. But to find someone who's willing to look into those things, like if you're into anime and the other person isn't, having the willingness to watch some of their favorite animes to get an idea of why they like those. Or if you're into sci-fi and the other person isn't, or if you like to go on hikes, whatever the case may be, finding someone who is willing to do these things with you. Number one, just so they can be with you. And number two, so they can hopefully become interested in some of the things you are. That's really a great thing if you can find someone like that. And if you can be someone like that. Remember, this goes both ways. All of my things that I come up with my list go both ways. And the eighth thing is someone who will fight for you when you are wronged, even if it is by someone in their own family or a friend of theirs. Now, this one you have to be careful with, because if you're not with someone who's honest and they say they were wronged and they are lying, then of course you don't want to break up a family relationship or a friendship over that person. So definitely having the facts and knowing that the person is honest is important. But you also have to be careful that, like, when you're with someone, especially if you plan on marrying that person and having children with that person, they're going to be in your life for hopefully a long time. So you need to stand up for them just as they should stand up for you, even if it's against your own family. If you know for a fact that they're a good person, that they're the person you want to be with, and that, the things that your family might be saying that are bad against them are not true, then you have to be able to defend them. Because you would do that for your own family member, And sometimes even your own family members are not the best of people that you think they are. Okay, and then ninth thing is someone who is willing to work through the issues that you may have in your relationship in order to fix them, and hopefully in the end your relationship becomes even stronger. Now, a lot of the times there are issues in a relationship because we're all human and things happen, but you have to be willing to work through them, and you have to be willing to sit down and talk about what's going on and your feelings about the situation and open up and say, yeah, this is how I feel. And this is, what I think we can do to work on it. Because that can be hard, People can be self-censored. Unfortunately, we are like that, And so to be able to just say, no, this isn't just about me. This is about us. And we need to work on this together. That will help ensure that the relationship lasts longer and that you both are getting what you need out of it. Okay, and the last thing I've come up with is someone who is proud to be with you and is not afraid to let people know that they're proud to be with you. I've been on dates with people, and I've had people in my life who were fine being with me in private, but they didn't want to announce it, to others or to date me in that way. And that's hard on a person, So just knowing that the person is really happy to be with you and that they, like who you are and they, aren't afraid to tell the people in their life that they're with you, that's important. For me, I think the biggest difficulty is the emotional part of it, because I've never been the most emotional person. So that's something I'm working on every day, but I'm getting better at it. And if I'm being honest, I've never had a true relationship. So this is all new to me. But hey, I'm not afraid to say that it's happening, and I'm happy about it. It's a good thing in my life, and I should want to share it. So those are my top 10 things you should look for in a relationship. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love each and every one of you, and as always, you are my rays of sunshine.